Hello, everyone. I'm Karissa Dunham. I'm your host of Shining Light on Minnesota. Today we have with us Caleb Tesdahl. Welcome, Caleb.
Thank you.
Yes. So you are a part of House of Shields. Let some of our viewers know what House of Shields is and how that got started.
So we're a nonprofit here in the city of Rochester. We began in 2008. Retired officer Don Bray began the organization. And we house law enforcement officers from around the country that come to Mayo Clinic for care. And we house them for free of charge.
Okay. And so when you originally started, you had different locations. Where are some of the housing units located now?
So right now our housing units are located in a new apartment complex.
Nice.
2 blocks from the Mayo campus.
Very good. So we find that, and I've noticed myself being from Rochester, when people come in, it's always difficult to find a place to live. But when you get some of Rochester's finest, you get people from the force from all over that are injured or have family members that are there, trying to find a safe and happy and accommodating place to live or to stay is very important. What are some of the features? Obviously, it's close to Mayo Clinic. It used to be considered kind of low income, and now you're out of that, and you're really in the heart of Rochester.
Yep. So we moved in July of last year to this new building.
Yeah.
The building that we were in since 2008 was sold to the county.
Okay.
So we were forced to move. We appreciated what we had.
Absolutely.
And our relationship with the old owner.
Yep.
We had up to 6 units at that place. Wow. And towards the end, we were down to 2 or 3,
okay.
Depending. But the new location is obviously closer to Mayo Clinic. Mm-hmm. It's also, we partnered with the hotel that's across the street from us, Centerstone Plaza. So we have access to their shuttle service. We have parking spots at their in their parking lots, and then we also have reduced room rates at their location as well for the people that we can't help, because at this point we have 2 one-bedroom apartments.
Right.
And we turn away more than we help.
Yeah.
So we're able to at least give them a lower cost option when we can't help them.
Absolutely. What is the time frame typically when people want to come and stay? How short or how long can they stay there? What do you see?
They can stay as short or as long as they need. Our typical stay is about 10 days. Our longest stay was 8 months. We typically have a lot of people who will stay for a month, 2 months.
Right.
The biggest issue we have is the unknown. Right. So people that come to us, they'll say, well, I'm going to be here for a day, and they end up staying for a month.
Yeah.
Or they think they're going to be here for a month, and they end up staying for a day.
How does the booking process work for when that happens, or things like that when other people are scheduled? That's probably
it's challenging. Challenging.
Yeah.
So we always tell everybody, make your hotel reservations. We have an online calendar that we use in-house to have a waiting list, and then people who are in with contact information. And then we tell them to call us 48 hours prior to arrival. So they have their hotel reservation set. They call us 48 hours prior to arrival. If we have vacancy, we put them on the list.
Yes.
And then we guarantee them a room in 2 days when they arrive.
Thanks.
Once they get a room, it's theirs.
It's theirs.
We don't kick people out. And I say that with a caveat because for the first time we had to kick somebody out. But since 2008,
not that was
been one person.
Again,
so
right?
one person since 2008. Yeah. And that was an exceptional case. But besides that, we have never kicked anybody out. You're there until you leave.
Yeah.
It's extremely important for people to understand that. But it's challenging in the same way because it's the unknown, and they want a guarantee. Yeah. Well, we can't give them a guarantee because of everybody's schedule. Very, very often people will come in and we're going to leave on Friday. And then on Wednesday, you get told they're extending another week. Yep. And then the following week, you get told they're extending
medical unknown. So you don't
exactly.
Yeah.
So we just can't guarantee people rooms. Right. We don't want them to go unused.
Right.
And, right now we have that 85% occupancy rate in our 2 apartments. So to try to eliminate any downtime, we have waiting lists. Absolutely. And our waiting list, typically speaking, we turn rooms same day.
Okay.
So we have a lady who comes and cleans our rooms for us, and she's typically the same day. If she can't get to it that day, we have volunteers that will come in and clear them. So
how do officers find out about the list and the rooms that are available? Do they know from their force, or they just have heard of House of Shields?
A lot of it's word of mouth. We are on social media. We have started going to some events and handing out pamphlets, but most of it's word of mouth. And then Mayo Clinic themselves, their social workers that meet with these families, know about us, and that's where we get a lot of our referrals through as well. Especially from the out-of-state police officers. That's where we get a lot of referrals.
Well, good. I mean, it's important for everybody to know that it's out there. How, if people want to donate, or what are some things that you can do to raise money to help
we always tell people, if you're staying with us, you're going through enough. We don't want or need your money.
Right.
What we ask them is we say, hey, go back to your benevolence, go back to your associations. You don't need businesses, have them donate on your behalf.
Absolutely.
Because if you're staying with us, it's because you're going through a medical reason. You're probably low on money because of that. You're not working as much as you should be, or you usually work. And that's where the benevolence and the associations and the foundations and the federations all step up and they send us money. And that's, a big part of our organization is we're 100% volunteer. Every penny that gets donated to us goes towards our cause. Obviously, the biggest cost for us is rent.
Yes.
Our goal, my goal as the president of the company is, the nonprofit, is to build a house so that we can, permanently have a place where we're not paying rent, where the money that we get is going towards us.
Yes. Yep.
And our longevity. So, we do have a very good marketing system when it comes to raising money. We have been in the black for the last probably, 6 years that I've been the vice president and the president. We've been in the black for fundraising compared to costs is what I'm referring to. So, we continue to grow and we continue to get our word out. We just got our first title sponsorship of the golf tournament this year. And, we're excited about that. The Rochester Police Benevolent Association has obviously been a huge advocate and work for, they give us a lot of money, which has kept us afloat for many years. They've donated $15,000 to us for many years. But luckily we've been able to fundraise elsewhere besides them, and they've been able to help the community more with some of that money. So,
well, it's important. I mean, when you see veterans, you see people on the force, you see first responders that are out there every day risking their lives for the good of people, and they get injured or they have family members that are injured. How the care, the aftercare, nursing home care, anything like that can be where it is today is disheartening to me. I mean, been through it personally myself. My father was a veteran, the VA care, and some of the nursing homes and things that are out there, the housing situations for police officers and everything else, when they're out there for the good of the community and we can't treat them better respect. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So you've been on the Rochester force for how long?
About 14 years.
14 years. Yep. That's exciting. How have you seen the force in Rochester grow and change, obviously, with Destination Medical Center and Mayo Clinic and everything?
Well, since I've been here, I think we've gained about 30 sworn. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. But we've gained about 30 sworn officers through various different programs. I think we're growing again here shortly with BRT or bus rapid transit, which they're going to have cops on buses because of the
everything else. Yeah.
Yep. So in that way, but also, we got a new chief in 17 or 18, and he's done a lot of really good work with our department and community outreach, and there's a lot of really good programs.
Yep. Well, I think it's important for the communities around too to know that you guys are out there for the good of communities. You're volunteering just like everybody else. You're paying your time. You're paying your respect. You're trying to help and make it a safe place. And for people that don't understand how much the growth is here in Rochester and around surrounding communities, from the Byron, you have the Del Riota, all the outstanding communities that are coming into Rochester for Mayo Clinic, or even people from out of state, it's needed.
Oh yeah, and even my wife that works at Mayo Clinic, she works from home.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's plenty of workers that work from home too, that are from all around the United States that work for the Rochester Mayo Clinic, because they have campuses in Florida and Arizona as well.
Yep. And so you have the local Cannon Falls and the Red Wings and everything like that too. It's interesting with the way the world's going to all the hub locations and how people have the accommodations to work for a month here, a month there, because you're working virtually. So that probably brings a lot more people to Rochester too, just because you have Mayo Clinic there, unlike other communities.
Yeah. The House of Shields it's a weird thing for me. And what I mean by that is, law enforcement in general, you typically deal with a lot of negatives.
Yeah.
Right? Most of what we deal with is people on their worst day, or people going through an event that's the worst event they're ever going to have in their life, and it's something that we deal with day in and day out.
Right.
And when I was first a cop and Don Bray was doing this by himself, he had asked me to check in a family. And I remember that day, still to this day I remember this day, because it was, I was having a bad day, I was in a fight with my wife, or, the kids didn't get up on time or whatever, I was having a rough day, and Don called me and said, hey, I need you to check in this family. And so I go there and I check in the family, and it was a guy and his daughter. She was 7 years old and she had cancer. And I said, I got it pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot to complain about.
Right.
And that stuck with me since the beginning. And I have been an advocate for this program and an advocate for young cops, because we get our chief, like I said, our chief and the sheriff are very good supporters of the House of Shields. They allow on-duty personnel to check in people. So when you get checked into the House of Shields, it's an on-duty police officer that's checking you in.
For sure.
So it's a friendly face.
Yeah.
It takes 5 minutes.
That understands.
Yep, that knows the community, that can answer the questions that cops are going to ask.
Yep.
And it's an on-duty, it's a familiar face, or at least a familiar uniform that's going to be there. And, you get these young cops who don't really understand maybe everything about the world yet.
Pretty cold and just not sure, yeah.
And they go through an experience like that, and I just hope that they get put, the same type of scenario, or, just perspective.
Absolutely.
It gives you perspective that life's pretty good sometimes when you don't think it is.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know anybody's story, and that's the other side of it too. I mean, we deal with a lot of military, a lot of first responders, a lot of police officers, and when you see them in your community and they're out there, whether it's traffic stops or doing what they need to do on a daily in and out, and they live just outside those communities, you still have to bring your kids by those situations that you've been through, the trauma that's there, the PTSD, all the scenarios that you have to see on a daily basis, which in a normal person's life we might only experience once, or if at all, see the ups and downs of the cancer or the accident that happened, or dealing with the situation that people get in. When you see that every day, it's befuddling to the normal human being that doesn't get to see it every day. So we appreciate that and everything you guys do.
Yeah, it's obviously we could have a whole segment talking about PTSD and what cops go through and how they deal with it.
Mental health.
Yeah, for sure. But luckily, like our chief does such our wonderful job, and the what's it called? I should know this off the top of my head because we deal with it. We have like mandatory health check-ins.
Yes,
we have. I'm trying to think of what the term is though. They use for it, like what they call it.
It'll come to you.
It will. No.
You'll be driving in your car when you're done and be like, there it is, I knew that.
No, it's just like a lot of things have changed in our department, and it's geared more towards making sure officers are okay, and it's okay to ask for help.
Absolutely.
And it has always been that way, especially like law enforcement, military. Yeah. It's not always okay to ask for help, or people think they're going to be looked at negatively, and these mandatory check-ins are just one step along the way where it's like, okay, you have to go. There's no choice. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Right.
But it gives you an opportunity to at least saying, hey, I'm really having a rough time.
Yeah.
And we can get the help we need. But, we have workouts. They built a gym. We have personal trainers.
Different healthy ways to get things out.
We have coaches that come in. We have nutrition. We have, you can purchase meals at our department that are made by dietitians.
Nice.
And, they're...
Instead of just hammering around the typical quick trip, grab some food, get the caffeine, get the junk food, we're on our way, yes.
Even in a town this size, at nighttime, there's Quick Trip.
Absolutely.
That's what there is.
Yep.
And I did 3 years on nights when I was promoted again, and it was different.
Yeah. Well, it's what you can do to just get through the night, get through the shift, right? And get to the next one, whether there's a Quick Trip every 10 minutes or whatever it may be. Let's just get in there, get what we need, and get on the road again. Yeah. Yeah.
Lord forbid you take one of your days off and meal prep.
Right. I know. Well, I mean, that's exactly how it is. Like, even with me, I'm in my vehicle 95% of the time. I've put 100,000 miles on it in a year, and it's like the ease of just having something, bringing something from home and having it in the car and having it be healthy versus Quick Trip.
Oh.
Or anything else that's around. It's just, yeah.
And then even when you go to Quick Trip, the not good for you stuff is generally cheaper than the good for you stuff.
It is, which in real life groceries, when you buy the good stuff, is really expensive when you have kids and everything like that. But it's interesting. I mean, we kind of get back on the whole mental health thing. I mean, growing up with military and my family, and knowing that it's not okay to share your feelings, just to say you're okay, or nonetheless ask for help. That's a big thing. And even to this day, with people growing up, knowing that there are people out there that want to help, have the authority to help, and have the whereabouts and the means to do it correctly, instead of just being here and taking everything in or holding it in.
Yeah, not only is it okay to ask for help, it's mandatory.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to do a check-in.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if you're the chief or if you're a brand new officer or CSO, civilian staff.
Yep.
Mandatory health check-ins.
Right.
It's pretty awesome to see, because we lost one of ours to suicide since I've been a police officer, and it's not something I never want to deal with again.
No, because I mean, all the trauma that you see every day, all the things that you deal with, just keeping those in, it just eats away at you.
I can't tell you how many suicides I've been to on the job, but I can tell you how many of my friends killed themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
It's one of those things where, we see the worst of the worst for sure. There's no question. But you can compartmentalize some of that.
Oh, absolutely.
But when it's someone it's different.
It's totally different. It's a different ballgame. And then even with your military background, tell our listeners a little bit about your military experience that you've had.
I was in the Army. I was a combat engineer. I was in from 2004 to 2009. I was assigned to the 101st Airborne Division, 506 Infantry Regiment. I deployed to Iraq in 2005 and Afghanistan in 2008.
Yeah. So, I mean, from that background into the force, obviously there's been a lot that you've experienced. You've learned how to deal with it. You've learned how to express it, have your mandatory check-ins that are definitely there. But for the everyday human that doesn't have those options, you need to get it out. You can't just compartmentalize and keep everything in or think that you can, because sooner or later it's going to eat away at you too.
Yeah, the other big thing that they stress, and I truly believe in it, is you can't just surround yourself with cops. You have to have... You have to have friends outside of our profession.
Right.
Because you got to have perspective, because this job will make you very, cold.
Oh, very much so.
Because of what we deal with.
Yep.
And you have to have people that bring you back to reality.
Right.
Not everybody...
Not everybody hates you. Not everybody doesn't want you out there.
Or is a threat.
Yep.
Or is trying to take something from you. Or is lying to you. Because we get lied to every day, all day long.
Yep.
So immediately, even when my kid says something to me, it's like, you tell me the truth?
I can see the redness in your face. You're not looking at me.
Exactly. You're avoiding me. You looked up to the left, you looked up to the right, all the things we're taught as cops to look for.
Yeah.
I use on my kids, and I'm like, well, that's not fair.
How does that work?
I know I got away with it.
I'm dealing with it all day long, and you know the ins and outs. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to see both sides of it, too, because, especially within the last couple of years and all the defunded police, and we don't want police around, and they're not good for us. On the backside, people don't understand that cops are just sitting there at a gas station not knowing when people are going to be gunning for them and not knowing when the negativity and the people are out there that don't want them there. It's kind of a catch-22.
Yeah, I think, again, we're pretty blessed being in Rochester.
Yeah.
Even during the height of some of the recent, well, not recent, I guess they're a couple of years away, protests, we did just fine. Our community supports us here, and they understand the work that we do is valid and needed. And,
yes, absolutely.
I feel protected here, and I think the community supports us.
Yeah. I mean, no matter where you go, Rochester is its own little destination center. I mean, it's got so it's its own little metro. No matter where you go, you're always going to have the stability. You're going to always have the economy here. You're going to have something here that not a lot of smaller communities or bigger cities have. I mean, you look at Minneapolis and St. Paul, how they're in dire straits right now, pushing everybody out to the outer communities where Rochester has Mayo, and Rochester is its own little nutshell.
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of people on the force, or is it mandatory for people that are on the force to live in the outside communities instead of?
We have no requirement, so you can live anywhere. We actually have cops that live in the cities. We have cops, all over the world. Yep. Not world, all over the southeast Minnesota.
Yep.
Because on patrol, we work a 4 days on, 4 days off schedule.
Yep.
So
it's not bad, but you still don't want to have to drive by
you don't want to
outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Long drive is, I still think to this day a 20-30 minute drive home is healthy.
Yeah.
Just because it clears your head of whatever went on that day.
Yep.
And you don't bring it home to your family.
Yeah. I mean, even John and I were having that discussion. We're out in public all day long speaking and talking to people, presenting, doing podcasts, doing everything that we do. We're naturally inclined to be around people. So even our drive home is, okay, I'm going to figure out, reset everything, get ready for the home life, be able to shut things off, kind of reset. It's nice to have. But also with the way the world's going, everybody wants to live in the city when you're younger. And now when you're getting older, it's okay, that country life, having that acreage is what everybody's wanting. Do you see that with the way you're going? You said you have some kids, a 13 and a 19-year-old. 19-year-old works at the jail, that someday you're going to get out back and have more acreage and get back out more into the country.
It'll go one of two ways, I think, depending on what way my wife tells me.
Yep.
It'll go one of two ways.
So now it's only one way, right?
Yeah. We'll either live in a townhouse in a city, so we don't have any maintenance.
All the HOAs, yep.
Or we'll have a lake house, probably in Wisconsin.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then somewhere warm in in the winter. But that's the goal.
Yep.
You know, you have to have a goal in life.
Right.
So that's the goal is, you know, have a lake house in the summer and a vacation, winter house somewhere warm.
Yeah, one, the kids can always come to visit you and stay. And if we could find a place that was temperature moderate all year round, I think everybody would be there. But until then.
Yeah, somewhere without state tax.
Yeah.
Like we all lived there for 6 months in one day.
Yep, have some mountains and have some scenery and no taxes.
I tell you what, when I was in Afghanistan, we were in Logar province, and they had mountains there. And for a kid from Minnesota that's seen hills, it was absolutely beautiful.
It is.
I mean, it's unbelievable how cool that is. And I've been out to Arizona a couple times and seen the mountains out there, and it's just like I could see myself living here when a couple 6 months out of the year or something.
Yep. I lived in Montana in basically the Glacier Mountain Range, Swan Mountain Range, in Big Fork, and that drive back with those 3 kids and the dog. Once I got past North Dakota and I'm in the flatlands, I'm like, why am I doing this? This is like, what is my world coming to? Where are my mountains? Where's my clear blue water? And just the people, I mean, everything. Obviously, it's not Afghanistan, but the mountains are a piece in itself, and it brings people like mental health and just getting out in nature and wanting you to be out there and everything too.
Sure.
What do you see for growth and what's coming up in the force, and how, I know you guys have a golf tournament you mentioned for House of Shields. Tell people a little bit about the golf tournament.
Yeah, so we're having a golf tournament July 12th at the Stewartville Golf Course. It's our annual fundraiser. We usually do one fundraiser a year. Last year we were able to raise $46,000. We netted that, which is more than what it takes to run us for a year.
Absolutely.
So that was awesome.
Yes.
We're looking forward to another great event this year. We have plenty of sponsorships still open. We have plenty of teams open. So if people want to sign up, you just go to houseofshields.org. You'll see the link on there. It's through golf status is what we use. So it's all techie, however you want to say it. Little bit above my pay grade, but I've been designing our web page now for the last 2 years and done okay, thanks to that GoDaddy.
Yep, GoDaddy.
Makes it pretty easy.
Interweb thing that we do.
Yeah, but the golf tournament is the one event a year that we use to run our organization. And again, every penny that we get goes towards helping cops and their immediate family.
Nice.
That's their time of need. So, if you don't have money for the sponsorship, sign up for the golf tournament. I'd love to meet you. The board will be there. I'll be there. We run the event. It's a great time. We've had great reviews from it, so we hope to see everybody there.
What about the Federation? How can people donate, or how can they help give back to the officers in Rochester?
The benevolence?
Yeah.
I actually don't know that. No, give to us.
Yes. Give to House of Shields, absolutely.
Yeah, give to the House of Shields, because we'll use the money to hopefully buy a house.
Right? Well, yeah, and build a house.
Cement our future.
Make that the goal in the future. You have one house, and you're going to want to start doing more and more.
Art Benevolence, one of the nonprofits in the state of Minnesota that has charitable gambling.
Okay.
So we have pull tabs, or they have pull tabs.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm on the board of one nonprofit, so I can't be on the board of another nonprofit.
So you guys need to figure out how to get the charitable gambling into the House of Shields to help give back that way too. Maybe
that's what they do. That's how we get our money.
Okay, got it.
From them. Yep.
From them.
They donate to us.
Yeah.
When we have a need, and that's like our sponsorships, and they kept us afloat for many years when we had troubles trying to get money, but it's not just the benevolent. The Minnesota State Patrol gives us money. Quick Trip actually gives us money every year. We have a lot of sponsors that understand the work we do, and they believe in it, and they I do believe that the 100% volunteer is important.
Yes.
Because people know that the money goes towards.
It's not going in your pocket.
It's not going on anybody's pocket.
Yeah. Into the good of helping and giving back to the people that need it.
Yeah. And that's something that I'll stand behind until they kick me out.
Yes. And if people want to find you on socials, what social media are you on? And
so we are on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I think that's maybe Instagram, but that wouldn't be me. I run the LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. And I would say out of all of those, Facebook would probably be the best one.
Usually the best one, yeah.
That's the one I try to update the most. It's the easiest one because I can just do it from my phone.
Yep.
I probably could do the other ones from my phone too.
It used to be a little too much, yeah.
a full-time job.
Right.
This is just a volunteer
Just a
thing.
volunteer thing, but the volunteer thing that's very necessary. I mean, it's amazing to see the strides and bounds and the leaps that you guys have come from when you started off to where you are today and what's going to happen in the future when you do build that first house. Are you hoping to build the first house here in Rochester or in one of the smaller communities
It has to
outside?
be in Rochester, it has to be downtown, it has to be close. That's the number one question that we get asked,
Yep.
is how close are you to the Mayo?
It's got to be close to Mayo. Right. Yeah.
So, it's one of those double-edged swords. Do we move? Do we build a house or do we continue to rent and
Maybe both.
let everything...
Let's see how the money comes in and see what happens.
Yeah. It's a unique question, and
Yes.
I'm obviously very passionate about a house just because I believe it cements our future.
Yes, absolutely.
But there's a lot of people who think, well, renting's not a bad game either because it's a set cost. We know what it is. The building's not our problem. We don't have to come up with money if the air conditioner goes out or if the heater goes out. And it's like, okay, I can appreciate that too.
Yep.
Plus, we're likely never going to be 2 blocks away if we buy a house.
Right, yeah,
We're not
unless they rip up a parking lot for Mayo Clinic or, something happens there. But that little 2-block radius or right where you're at now in the heart of downtown is...
We're likely never going to be able to have a shuttle if we move to our own house. There's a lot of things that would change, but...
Unless funding is out there and someone listening maybe wants to help out some magical way.
Yeah, more. Anybody out there will take it? Money goes towards a great cause. I promise you, it all helps cops.
Yes.
They're very thankful. That's the one thing when you get them in, especially the longer stay ones. They're all thankful. There's no question.
Right.
But the ones that stay for 30, 60, 90 days.
Well, that's the unknowns. Like you go in there and think you're having a regular checkup, or you have a child that has something that's you think minorly wrong, and then your world's knocked upside down, and medical world kind of takes over.
And even on that same note, we have cops that come here that are retired because we help retired and active, right?
Yep.
And the last one that we had, I think it was from Florida. And he said that if he couldn't have got a room, he simply could not have come because he couldn't afford it.
Right.
And he's still alive.
Which
Last
doesn't
time I
make
checked.
sense. Like how does someone that's been on the force that's retired, it's just
Depends on where you live. Pay rates for police officers are substantially different depending on where you live.
Yep. But you're still getting back, and you're still saving and rescuing and out there for all of us every day. Just in a normal person's world, that's just not right. But
I mean, just like everybody else, we're human beings, just like anybody else. This at the end of the day, this is a job.
Yep.
If they stop paying me today,
Right.
I'm not coming in.
You're not coming in the fire. I'm not going to be there. I'll be out of my lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope, I get it. It makes sense. Well, we appreciate having you on today. What's the website so people can take a look at that you guys have out there?
houseofshields.org, or if you go to Facebook, you can always look up Rochester House of Shields. We'll be there.
Sounds good. Well, when they want to give back and when they want to reach out, they can either reach out to me. We could put a link in our blog. We'll also go out in our newsletter. So be really easy and accessible for them to get a hold of, donate, and or take part in the golf tournament if nothing else. Yeah.
Absolutely. We hope to see you at the golf tournament.
Yes.
I promise you it's a lot of fun. Thank you for your time. I agree.
Yeah, thank you for being here.